All right, awesome. Well, I am super excited to bring you another success call. I'm here with Meredith Harris, who is a PCOS coach. She's a member of the Path to Six Figures, and she has some success to share. So I figured I would hop on a quick call with her. Meredith, how are you doing today?
I am great. I'm so happy to be on this call with you.
Awesome. So I decided to reach out to you to book the call because we were on the group call, and I was actually surprised to kind of hear some of your success because I had no idea. But before we get there and kind of talk more about that, I would love to kind of dive into like, what was it that, like, how did you find me? And then what was it that made you decide to enroll in the program?
Sure. So I guess during the pandemic, I figured out that I did want to become some type of entrepreneur, and so I'm on YouTube for coaching programs. And I saw your program. Well, I saw your YouTube channel, and I was like, oh my God, this is like so much valuable information for free. And I was like, okay, let's. And so I started watching your all of your YouTube videos. And then I started attending your weekend, your Saturday lives, and I was just like hooked to your just high quality information like for free. And it really was like helping me on my journey to get where I am now.
And so then you saw the Path to Six Figures and you were like, this is it for me. So how did you know that this was like the program that you wanted to enroll in?
Yeah, so I guess fall of 2021, I was really working on my Instagram and like working on my branding. And I thought that if I looked good, people would buy from me. And so I felt like my Instagram is so cute. It's pink and it's like all these great posts. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm giving so much good, valuable information. And I'm like, okay, so where are the sales? And I would get a sale here or a sale there. And I also was like confused on pricing, and I wanted to like give cheap stuff because I'm like, of course people will purchase cheap stuff because it's cheap. That I'm like, oh, no one's buying. And so I would increase my prices. No one's buying. And I'm like, okay, I feel confident in the branding. I need a system to help me bring in income consistently.
Yep.
And so honestly, I watched your webinar, and I don't know how long I got into it, but I was like, this is a no-brainer. And I told myself I need a systematic approach to sharing my information so I can help women and then also bring in income. And I was a no-brainer. When I have the money, I will invest in this because again, I'm not bringing in a lot of money. So I said, whenever it happens, I will invest. And I think I watched it in like December, but I might have watched it. I know it's cold outside, but I joined and I invested in January, and I joined the Path to Six Figures in February of 2022.
Yeah, I'm excited. And so now we're in May. So we're February, March, April, May. So about 90-ish days out from your join date. So tell me a little bit about what's happened since then, because you've actually had your head down. You've been working hard. And like I said, I was very excited to kind of hear some of the things. So tell us a little bit about what that journey has been like. Like, are you working full time? Are you doing this part time? Like, what does that look like?
Right. So I'm doing this, I would say I started off as part-time, but more full-time now because I do have a 9 to 5. And so my goal is to transition from my 9 to 5 to full-time coaching. But honestly, one of the phrases that I love is, when there is no time, you make time. And so I feel like now it's a full-time coaching business because I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I work on this. And then I still can work my 9 to 5. So I'm working, I feel like over 40 hours a week. And I know I have so much more clarity because before I know I wanted to help women with PCOS. I knew that, we have so many issues and there's so many different angles to tackle our health condition. But if I can figure out a way to like create products that are helpful and really target the solution, I knew I would be like a very successful coach. And that's one of the things that this program has helped me to do is really focus on a few things, because before, again, I would create this class and create this product and, I kept changing things and offering so many things, but it's like, again, it's a systematic approach where, like, when I'm working with women, when they're seeing me, it's like they're in that funnel and it's very clear, like obviously they don't know where they are in the funnel, but I know like this has to happen first for the next step to happen and like just to follow along. So I feel like I'm very clear. I know I'm clear on the type of woman I want to work with. And I'll talk about that too quickly, because before I just wanted to work with women with PCOS, but now I know I want to work with women with PCOS who want to improve their health through nutrition, not just any woman with PCOS, but also I want to work with women who are busy and career women and like don't have a lot of time to work on their health, just to make their, you know, their health improvements really easy. So I got clear on the woman I want to work with. I'm not doing too many things at one time. And that's one of the things I do like about the program is that I'm not working on 20 things at one time. There's modules. And so it's very clear that I need to work on this module now. I can like preview ahead if I want to, but I know that right now, this is what I'm working on.
It's like a step-by-step path.
It really is a step-by-step path. And like, I feel like I was never confused on like, what should I do next? Because it was just laid out. And then the earlier work helped with the later work. And that's why one of the recent lives you did was how to make daily sales, I believe. And I was like, oh, well, I'm like right around the corner. Like I can make daily sales. And I even looked at my numbers in the last 2 weeks. That's when I offered my low ticket item. And I'm like, oh, every 2 to 3 days, I'm making a sale without doing anything.
Yeah. The system is working for you.
Yeah, exactly. The system is working. So that's, and I guess, you know, a tangible would be like, I felt like my average income was like under $100 a month. And within 2 weeks, I'm making over $100. So it's like, well, I know like, and this is just like the start.
You see like the vision of, okay, what comes next? Because now that you got the system in place, it's just a matter of putting more people into it. So tell us a little bit about that, because you said you like hit the boost post button and like, what happened then?
Yeah, and so one of the posts, I was like, let me just see what happens. It sounds like a lot of people are like, they like this post, and I, you know, just posted it. And then I'm seeing some good stuff. I hit boost, and I was like, I know what LaTisha said, you know, don't try to put a lot of money into it, just like a little bit. So I put $30 in, and I think that post has over 500 follows on Instagram, so many saves. And then I should have the numbers, but I want to say within less than a 2-week time span, I got like 1,000 people added to my email list, which is like insane because again, before February 2022, it's like, okay, I'm getting a like here, a follow there, an email, you know, people adding to my email list. But now like every time I open my phone, it's a new follow. It's someone added to my email list. And I'm like, oh, wow, someone just, you know, was added to my list 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So it's like always, yeah, it's like that's it. And then what I also love, because I guess before I was like anti ads because everyone said, oh, I grew my Instagram organically. And I'm like, yeah, me too.
Like, and then I learned exactly what needs to happen in order to move faster.
Yeah. And it's like, for me in my area, it was minimal investment into the ads. So like $30 in, like, that's how I was able to get over close to $200 in my low ticket. And it's like, oh, that's like easy, like very logical. And I do see myself as a logical thinker. Like I'm not like, oh, I would do this because it feels good. Like I want to make sure that the investment, like it makes sense. And $30 in, it's like, oh wow. And I see the vision how even though women may not have invested yet, they're still going through the system
Mhm.
where that, maybe they didn't purchase my $27 item, but they'll probably purchase my $1,200 coaching program. So,
Yeah. So let's talk
so
about that because you said you got a couple of calls booked also, right?
well, a lot of look, I think I counted earlier today.
Uh,
Within a week, I have 10 calls booked,
nice.
and it's
From
like,
$30.
well, it's crazy. Like it really is like mind like blown because I beforehand, and just like I'm sure with most people, it is like, okay, when is this going to happen? I see the vision, I'm not seeing the results. And I felt the same way, like I'm putting the work in, but like, why aren't people contacting me?
Mhm.
And now it's like, oh, well, everyone's contacting me. And even with the call booking system, I find that so helpful because there's a dashboard that's easy for me to track. And when people send me a DM, it's not like, okay, let me just figure out what we should do on this chat. It's like, well, let's book a coaching call.
Yeah.
It's free. And it's just like, and
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about different calendar systems. It's all in one place. And yeah, and so I'm sure that within, and again, this is only like me doing this part-time. It's only like evening hours that I can do these coaching calls. So I know when I open my calendar up even more,
Everything will
yeah,
explode from there. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
excited because
exactly.
so I wanted to just get on the initial call because I know like this is kind of like your initial success, which is exciting, but we're definitely going to do a catch-up call after you've had some time to go through the process because the next step in the path is now that you're booking your calls, let's like get your sales process dialed in and start bringing people onto your high ticket offer. But it's really good to know now that you already got your front part
Yeah.
working. So you can spend money, you can make that money back right away, and then you can get calls booked. And so now it's just, one person in, next person out, like very systematic.
Yes, and that's what I just love about it.
Cool. So tell us, before we end it, tell everyone who's watching where they can find you if they're interested in learning more about what you do and following you because you got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, my name is Meredith. I'm a PCOS coach, and you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Mary Cherry. That's MERRICHERRI. And I help women with PCOS finally start seeing results by making simple nutrition and lifestyle changes. So, if you go to my Instagram, you'll get a free PCOS meal plan. And I also have other coaching options and also free coaching calls if you're interested.
Awesome. And then what would you say to the person who's like on the fence and they're like, okay, I think I want to join the path to six figures. I'm not really sure. So what would you say to them, knowing what you know now? Like, what would you have said to your former self?
I think the sooner you do it, the better, because if whatever the doubt that you have, if you start now, then you're going to just be that much closer to whatever your goal is, quitting your job, making more money. And the reason why I chose to start in February as opposed to wait until, whenever, was that I knew that I was going to get my money back. Like that's like, it was honestly just like a very logical, like, decision. Like, I put this much money in, I'm going to get this money back. Like, it makes, it doesn't make sense. So if whatever
Awesome.
you invest, you're going to get it back. Like, so much more back.
Love it. Well, thank you so much, Meredith, for joining me today. I will put all the links for everything that you shared inside of the description, and I look forward to your future success.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.